Hi, Mr. Blama. My name is Fred Tama from Art 77 Section 3, and I will be presenting on common tags and their element in part 1 of my presentation, while part 2 I will be discussing the structure of HTML, the building block of HTML in part 2. Let's get to it. We will be talking about common tag and their usage. What is a tag in an HTML document? A tag is a piece of markup language used to indicate the beginning and end of an HTML element in an HTML document. Okay, this image here showing or opening tag, and this is the closing tag, and this is the content, and this is the element. Anything that is formed within between the HTML, the closing tag, and the opening tag and the closing tag is called content. Let's see some basic tag and their functions. This is a tag, right? This is the opening tag and this is the closing tag. The opening tag is represented by less than and greater than, while the closing tag is represented by less than / greater than. So let's see some example how it works. Now, this is H1, which is the heading tag. The heading tag H1 is used to show web page main heading. H1 also is the largest heading size in an HTML document, but it varies from H1 to H6. You can use any size of your choice. The P tag. The P tag is represented. The P tag is to add. The P tag is to insert an paragraph in an HTML document. The P tag. The P tag, it means paragraph. The P tag is to insert a paragraph in an HTML document. The A element or anchor tag with its half attribute create a hyperlink to a web page, file, or anything else a URL can address. That's the function of the A tag or anchor tag. So, for example, you say Google's, right? You see Google's in this HTML file. So, it means that it can be linked to Google's. We'll move on to the image tag. The image tag. The image tag is used to insert an image in an HTML page. The image tag create a holding space of the reference image. The image tag also has two required attributes: SCR. SCR specify the path to the image. So whenever you want to upload your image on your page, you use the image tag. The image tag will help you to upload your image on your page. And then we move on to this is the table tag. This table tag, you have to put the opening and the closing. Whatsoever you insert, it route a table into your HTML document. So that's the table tag. So we'll move to on order list. The on order list in an HTML stand for on order list. The URL tag in HTML document stands for on order list. It is used to create a list of items, typically represented with bullet points. This tag is essential for grouping a collection of items that does not require a specified order or sequence in an HTML document. An order list. An order list is an opposite. So order list, like I said, order list is an opposite to an order list. It helps you to order your list, your items by listing in an HTML document. So thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. We'll move to part two of this presentation. Part two, we'll be talking about the basic structure of an HTML document. An HTML document consists of several key parts that define its structures. So what are the parts that define a structured HTML document? The image you see here is a structured HTML document, right? So we start with top tab, which is the document tab, and we get the HTML, we get the head, we get the title, we get the head closing, and we also get the body, and we get the we get H1, and we get paragraph, and we get the body closing and HTML closing too as well. So we will dive into it one by one and see their functions. We get a doc tab that shows that this document is an HTML file. And then we'll move on to HTML. Please remember that I told you an HTML document contains the opening tag and the closing tag. So you begin with the opening tag and you end with the closing tag. So we'll move on to the head, right? The head is the invisible part of an HTML document. You will see the hair, you cannot see the hair, it's invisible, while the title is in a browser. It can be displayed on the browser in an HTML document. Then we get the head closing, and we also get the body. The body element contains content of an HTML document, such as the heading, the paragraph, the image, the hyperlink, table, list, and you just name it, right? There can only be there can only be one body element in an HTML document. So you start the body with a while or opening tag, and then do not forget to close it too as well with the closing tag. After the body, we'll move on to H1. H1 is the font size. Is the font size of an HTML document. The H1 tag is used to show the web page main heading, to display the heading broadly so that you can view it and know exactly what you're about or the website you're about to go on. So H1 is also the largest heading size in an HTML document, right? But it range from H1 to H6. But H1 is the largest. H1 is the largest. If you use H2, the rating will get small. If you use H3, it will get smaller, and so forth up to what? H6. So then we move on to paragraph P. which is paragraph. So this is the basic structure of an HTML document. You begin with, like I said, you begin with the document type, which is HTML, and then you should not forget also to close it. You go to the head, the title, go to your body, and then the size, the font size of your document title too as well. You should not forget before you go to your paragraph, and then do not forget to close your HTML document with the closing tag. Thank you for watching. It's good that we practice so that we can be perfect before graduating from the school. Thank you so much, Mr. Plummer.